probably a coin line by now, but I do feel how much weirder can 2020 get. And this one here, this type of news coming out right now isn't even for 2020. It's for 2021. If this is what is the potential of 2021, then it is indeed going to be a very, very somehow extra weird year, even after the one we've just had. Boxing, it's in a state of flux. I don't know if it's coming or going sometimes, but I do feel that this is the state of the sport. This is where we are. And, you know, sometimes the most incredible things come out of very odd situations. That's all we can hope for, really. Hey, Narendra the Comic here. Right now, we're just going to be looking over some big YouTube news that just got put out over the last day. Some big boxing news that just happened. And it seems like where we are right now, the two things are coming together in some type of weird synergy. Sometimes the fights are good. Normally the fights are bad. But, you know, we have some big hitters. I mean, Jake Paul just had a pretty big victory on the Mike Tyson undercard. And that was a shambles on its own. A draw for that fight was nonsense. Roy knows. Senior Jones Jr. knows. He got done in that fight. Not a draw, but you know, I suppose that's why they weren't allowing betting on the fight. Because I think everyone knew there was going to be some type of shenanigans going on when it came to the results. But Jake Paul did indeed get the win. And while I'm not a huge Jake Paul fan, don't get me wrong, you know, I have to support the YouTuber one way or another. I suppose if it's two YouTubers, then you can have your opinion on which one you want to pick. But it's YouTuber versus, I think he was a basketball player. I don't know who he is. The guy he knocked out cold. Like, he was done. He was dusted and it was over very quickly. I have to pick the YouTuber. In this case, this one might be a bit different. This is Logan Paul fighting Floyd. Money. The big money. The bags of money. An entire house full of money, Mayweather. That's who he's going to be fighting. I don't know how this thing happened. I don't know what type of payouts Floyd Mayweather was given for this. I don't know if Logan Paul was even paid or he's doing this for free. I really don't. Because this is one of the most insane things I've read in a long time. And this is 2020, so that really speaks wonders to where this is on the scale of what the fuck? If this goes wrong for Floyd Mayweather, and somehow, by hook or by crook, he ends up losing this fight, the detrimental effect of boxing will be unbound. It will be unknown. No one knows what could happen. This could single-handedly destroy the sport if Logan Paul wins. And somehow, I'm kind of vying for it just a little bit. Obviously, Floyd, I think, has a very, very high chance of winning this. But at the same time, Logan is a big dude. And Floyd is a relatively little dude. He's not very seismic in his proportions. Floyd's probably 65 to 70 kilos. Logan's solidly 85, maybe even 90 kilos. He might be slightly less, he might cut a little bit. But Logan Paul is not going to get down to 160 pounds to fight Floyd Mayweather. Floyd might come up a little bit, Logan might come down. But there might actually be like a 20-pound disparity, 30-pound disparity here. And I think that alone, as well as the reach from Logan compared to Floyd. Floyd is like 5'8", 5'9", I think. Logan's solidly over 6, maybe 6'1", 6'2". So this is a mismatch in every single category. It's a mismatch in experience. It's a mismatch. I'm not even saying the right words. It's a mismatch. Everything's wrong about this fight. This fight should not happen. It really shouldn't. But I'm kind of intrigued to see it. You know, I want to see how this one goes down. I don't know how many rounds it is. They haven't said, I don't think, if it's 2-minute or 3-minute rounds. It's an exhibition, apparently. Normally, you cannot bet on exhibitions. I don't know if this is an exception to that type of rule, but if there is, I wouldn't mind putting a small, tiny bet on Logan Paul here. Because I feel the odds are going to be like 100 to 1 on Logan Paul and 1 to 100 on Floyd. So if I put £1 on and I get 100 back, I don't think the odds are going to be there. But I would say those are the type of odds that are going to be floating about. And I think they are way, way, way out of control if that's the case. Because Logan Paul is a very big dude. He has a lot of strength, a lot of power, a lot of reach over Floyd. So while I'm not saying Logan Paul's going to win, I would take the bet of 100 to 1 to put in £1 on Logan Paul. Heck, I might even put a tenner on him if those are the odds. Because you just never know. If the odds are even more than that and you can bet on it, guys, I would tell you these odds are gonna really come down. I can feel it, I can sense it. I just don't know anymore. I don't know what's going on with the world. Everything is bonkers, nothing makes sense. And the fact this is happening, I don't know what other type of big fights are going to be going on. This is going to be a huge one. The undercard is going to be ginormous. Logan Paul has a lot of fans. I prefer Logan Paul to Jake Paul, to be fair. He seems a bit more level-headed, at least more than he did a couple years ago. Plus, now he's collecting Pokemon cards. I mean, you can't get more mellow than that, can you? Floyd is obviously 50-0, we all know that. Logan is 0-1. To be honest and to be point blank with you, Logan did indeed win the fight against KSI. KSI can say what he wants. He won on the points, he won on the cards because of an illegal knockdown by Logan. If it wasn't for that, Logan would have won the fight. So KSI can hold his, you know, arm up and say I won, but we all know KSI got absolutely brutalized in that fight. The first fight was more even. The second fight, Logan dominated the fight. Like, there was no halfway between it. KSI got a victory on points because of an illegal knockdown or unsportsmanlike conduct. It was one of those things. So Logan can fight. He has a history of this stuff, and I think the competitive nature in him is going to be something that spurs him on. I just don't feel that is going to be enough. But I'd give him like 16% chance of winning. Maybe like 19% chance. But if the odds are 100-1, like I've said, then I think I'm going to take those odds. I'm going to put the money on. I have to give it a chance. That's a big return on investment. So yeah, pretty nuts, pretty insane, but it's kind of the world we live in. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then Floyd Money Mayweather himself is going to come after you, and you don't want that. He's got an unbeaten record. If he loses here, this is the blemish. I'm not expecting it, but sometimes you got to expect the unexpected. You don't want him coming after you. You really don't, so just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been Narendra the Comic. You've been Graham. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow if you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 2 years now. We ain't stopping. What was that? We ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe. Pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because we're hashtag never not here. You know this, I know this, everyone knows this who watches once in a while. So like there's like 25 people who know this. We also bring the bakwas, and bakwas means nonsense in Punjabi, and that's kind of the vibe. If this isn't nonsense, if this entire scenario is not bakwas, then I don't think anything qualifies as bakwas anymore. Nothing does. So, you know, want more bakwas. If you want more bakwas, come back tomorrow. There'll be more here. This has been just absolutely bombastic. See you tomorrow. More bakwas. More nonsense then. See you tomorrow. I'm off my rocker now. See you tomorrow. Skadoosh.